Hi, everyone. I'm three-time U.S. Olympian and six-time national champion Hazel Clark.
And I'm Shannon Grady, exercise physiologist, author of The Lactate Revolution, and inventor of the MyBia app.
And we are so excited to partner with MileSplit to bring you an educational series specifically designed to help high school athletes optimize their performance.
This series is data-driven with elite-level coaching insights to maximize your potential.
That's right. Follow us on milesplit.com
It's time
to revolutionize your performance. Hi, friends. We are at episode 4 of our educational series. I'm Hazel Clark, three-time Olympian and six-time national champion, and I'm here with my friend, lactate expert, author, science guru, Shannon Grady. And we're excited to talk to you about core and the importance of core for high school athletes. Listen, think of core as your power center. Everything starts and ends with your core. It's your foundation. And so it's really important that you two exercises and core strengthening that will enable you to, as we always say, unlock your potential, but also it really protects you in so many ways from injuries, from improper running techniques, just from being able to balance power output more efficiently. And so we're just going to talk about that at the end. We're going to tell you a few exercises that we recommend, core exercises, but really want to talk about why it's important to exercise your core. And in your scientific terms, Shannon,
in my scientific
can you
terms,
break that down for
so
us?
the core is really foundational for really stabilizing your pelvis.
Right.
All of your movements originate from the core, but in running, it's such a mechanical movement that if your pelvis is not stable, you're going to have biomechanical inefficiencies that's going to really exponentially increase the forces on areas where it's going to create injuries. So if your core is not stable and your pelvis is off, which is the most common impact of having a weak core, then you're going to get forces in your hips, your knees, your shins that shouldn't really be there if you had a strong core and a neutral pelvis. So that's really the kind of the deep science of why doing core is really important. And in running, it's about being most efficient. So to get from A to B as fast as possible, you need to be efficient in outputting your work. So with a strong core and foundation, you can have a stable pelvis, stable hips, reduce the forces, and then you're going to be most efficient from moving from A to B. So you're going to be able to work better with less effort.
I got a question for you. What's the best way to know you have a strong core? Is it just six-pack abs, or what do you what is the key to knowing that?
I mean, six-pack abs is a good indicator, but it's really if you have a what I call a neutral hips. Like if you look at your hips and they're not tilted forward, which is the most common thing with runners.
Yes.
Most common instability, weak core indicator is hips tilting forward.
Yeah.
And I have to add in today with all of the super shoes and the carbon plated shoes, it actually creates more of a stress on pulling the hips forward. So nowadays, with the addition of the super shoes, you really do need to make sure you're doing a lot of core to basically combat that and make sure your core isn't being pulled forward, your hips aren't being pulled forward because of the mechanical differences in those shoes.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's something that's a lot different from when I was running.
Yeah, so it's really, really important starting, in high school, especially because the kids are wearing them super shoes, right? So there's pros and cons. You've got a mechanical advantage, but biomechanically, it makes your body work in different ways it normally wouldn't.
Compensate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you take us through some of your top core exercises?
A foundational core is not complex. A lot of the focus is going to be on stability.
Okay.
And again, just really making sure you're stable. Your stabilizing exercises for keeping your hips neutral are sound and strong.
Right.
Okay, so the first one is going to be a prone plank. And all of these exercises, you can pick 10, I would say. The goal is to build up to a minute holding each one, a minute of performing each one, and try to perform 2 sets 3 to 4 days a week. Not nothing too crazy, but a solid foundational core. So start out with a prone plank.
I've always hated planks, by the way. So what do planks specifically? What area do they target? Just all of your core? Or?
Yeah, it's really going to be more of a stability exercise,
stability,
keeping
right.
those hips neutral,
Got it.
right? So it's going to engage all the muscles that are going to help keep your hips stable and neutral. So
Right.
that's why the plank is so important.
What about if you drop your hips when you're holding that?
So again, executing these, especially the holding exercises, is going to be key, because the way you position your hips, if you drop them, you're going to train your body to do that. So you want to make sure you keep those hips up, make sure it's nice and flat and straight, and keeping the hips neutral.
Got it.
Yep. So first start out with a prone plank. Then you're going to move on to a side plank. Again, make sure you're repeating on each side.
Okay.
Again, keep it nice and stable, keep the hips neutral, and make sure you're not dropping those hips. The third one I recommend is a reverse plank. So a reverse plank's gonna, you're gonna work your lower back a little bit more, but again, your hips are in the same position, and you can make the planks harder, the prone, the side, and the reverse plank, by starting on your forearms, and then you can go up onto your hands. That makes it a little more difficult. Yeah, the fourth exercise I like is called a dead bug. It's pretty common, where you're basically sticking out, alternating arm and leg, and you're on your hands and knees, and then you're going to extend your right arm and your left leg. And again, the whole goal is to try to keep those hips neutral. When you extend out the arm and the leg, make sure your hips aren't dropping or shifting in any way. Again, neutral hips, steady hips. The next one is a pelvic tilt into a bridge. So the pelvic tilt is really important to engage your deep lower pelvic floor muscles, your deep core muscles. So when you pull in from your deep lower core, in your lower pelvis into your belly button, making sure that the back is flat onto the ground, and you're going to hold that pelvic tilt position and lift your hips up into a bridge. And you're going to hold that, and then reverse, coming back down, drop down, relax the hips. The next one is a ball bridge. That's simple. You keep your shoulders on the ground, similar position to the pelvic tilt glute bridge, but you're going to put your feet up onto a ball. So it's a little more challenging, but again, you're keeping a nice straight line, keeping the hips steady. Don't drop your butt down. Nice straight line from your chest to your knees. Keep a nice straight line, keeping those hips up, engaging your glutes and your lower back. The next one is going to be using a physio ball, big stability ball, and doing back extensions. So again, that takes it's a little more challenging. Yep. Anytime you add the ball into it, it's going to create an element of instability, engaging your stabilizers, engaging those muscles to keep that core stable. So you're going to do a back extensions. And if the back extension becomes too easy, you can add in a twist. Twist to the right, twist to the left.
Twists are always good.
Twists are always good. And then the next one is called a Russian twist, where you're basically on the opposite position of that ball. You're going to start seated on the ball. You're going to roll yourself down so your shoulders are on the ball, and you're going to hold. You can hold a light medicine ball, or you can start without a weight. And you're gonna put your arms up, and you're gonna twist your body to the right and to the left, and you're gonna keep those hips up, engaging your lower back, engaging your glutes, keeping it's keeping that hip stable, hips up, while your shoulders are on that ball. The next one is going to be where you can use a band or a medicine ball, and you're going to do a standing side twist. And this is just going to engage your entire core to move in a rotational manner, but all the while you're still engaging your deep pelvic floor. Right. Okay, so you're going to twist from the right, twist to the left, keep it a nice neutral core. And the next one, the last one, was always our favorite in college.
Oh, no, not the medicine ball reach-ups. Nothing but the medicine ball reach-ups, right? Oh, my gosh.
Yep, the medicine ball reach-ups. So you get a little med ball routine. Add in a couple exercises. You're going to do med ball reach-ups, and then you're going to do the overhead sit-ups, and then the med ball side to side.
Yep.
And that's going to give you a nice foundational activation of your core, and focusing on those neutral hips.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, champions, core is your foundation. It's not just about, just being, so intensity. It's about consistency. And that consistency is going to help you to unlock those PRs, to be ready for the championship level competition, in all sports. So core is something that we want you to focus on.
And
Don't forget about, it's easy to be tired at the end of the workout and leave and not put it in, but put that work in on that core, and it's definitely going to pay off.
it's time
To
revolutionize
your performance. All right, champion. See you soon.